Recording in progress.
Oh, good evening. It's Tuesday night. Your founder and fearless leader, Bobby Gray, is here, adjusting his microphone in the studio, tuned in, ready to get into it with you. I've got my list. Hopefully, you've got your list too. Today's scrap paper is brought to you by Patriot Trading Group out of Phoenix, Arizona. Your go-to source for all things Patriot trading. Think gold and silver, maybe. No idea. Okay, welcome back to another great week. Today was a busy day for me. Yesterday was a busy day. Today was a busy day. We had some great guests come in from out of town. I got to welcome Greg and Carl and Coach Bud and a bunch of friends today for a tour of the mine and bringing everybody up to speed on the current state of affairs with all things mining. Let's talk about it real quick. I give you an update of the conversation we had today at the mine. Let's pull up the chart real quick so I can show you what I'm talking about. And this is really important, guys. So pay attention. We're not dilly-dallying today. We're getting into it. Okay, the very first chart on the MineTXC website is important because it has two data sets on here. And it's really important today because I've got work to do tonight. But the two data sets on here are the current hash rate, which is the one that's all over the place, and then this vertical or this horizontal line going across, sometimes it's at the top, sometimes it's at the bottom, is showing you our sold hash rate. Okay, so if you mouse over any one part of it, you can see both data points at the same time. But basically, as you may recall, the whole purpose of our mission is to build a mine. Why? Because there is a correlation between size of mine and value of coin. That has been proven again and again and again. I'm not going to get exactly into the who's and the whys of it all. The ones that have done it most recently are Caspa. Caspa did a great job building a mine, proof of work. People always ask, why are we doing proof of work? I like to do it the hard way because the hard way is usually the real way. What does that mean? It means that we're not leasing cloud computing from some Amazon warehouse. We're building the physical infrastructure. It's the first thing that we can point to and say, look, we did it. We did it good. We're state of the art. We're using the best quality technology. We're buying from the biggest vendors. We're using the state of the art immersion cooling systems that keep the energy consumption down and our noise pollution down. We're doing it exactly right. But we've got a very clear set of data points between the size of the mine and the value of the coin. And I will convince you either right now or some other time, or I already have, that there's a connection between those two dots. The bigger the mine, the more valuable the coin. The reason being is because in a decentralized system, the more transaction processing power you have, the stronger your network is, the more reliable it is, the more trustworthy it is, and the more confidence people will have in building applications and decentralized apps and services and tools and technologies on top of your platform. So we're building a mine. That's what we're doing. It will be the foundation for all the other things that we want to do. And the way that we get to our goal is through building the mine. And again, the bigger the mine, the more valuable the coin. We've seen that time and time again. And our project is really no different. But in order to build the mine, we actually have to build the mine. And you can easily track the progress on how we're doing on the first chart of this website. That's why it's front and center, because it's that important. And it's important because as we're going out there and we're telling the world that we're going to build this gigantic mine here in Texas, it's important that we follow through. And so you got two data sets here. One is how much we're sold and how much we're currently running at. Now, we have a problem here because 4 of the 5 L7s are offline right now, and I'm going to go to the mine tonight and figure out why. So that's interesting. But this is the first place you can go to look at that, right? And if you change it to the day view, you can see something happened in the last 48 hours that have driven down the mining power. And the network's still functioning properly. So we know that it's not something to really panic about, but it's something that has to be looked into. And so I'm on that tonight. But anyway, the point is, if you change this to the week format, you can see where we lit up the B24 and then where we took it back offline to deal with the voltage issue. So the point is that we're building a mine. And this chart right here, the first one, front and center on the website, shows you exactly how we're doing. It shows you not just how much we've sold, but how much we're actually running at today. Here's the deal. The deal is that those two numbers are supposed to be about the same. Okay. There's always going to be some sort of, disconnection because the mine performance changes over time. So even if we sold 3 million mega hash, the mine might be running at 2.6 or 3.2. Two, we buy the equipment and then it takes us a long time to actually get the equipment. We placed an order for L7s from Bitmain back in January. Still don't have it today. They said it was shipping 2 months ago. Still don't have it. So that's the second issue. Third issue is there's a process that actually goes into doing it. One, we got to buy the equipment and pay for it. Two, we have to receive it. Three, we have to install it. And number three is really what I want to bring to your attention today, because building the mine is the most simple, tangible, provable thing that we can do as we journey towards the starting line, I guess, with 100 million mega hash mine. And so as you look at this chart on the website, you can see how far off we are. Okay. Now, there are a couple different parts to this as well. The sold hash power today is 2.746 million mega hash, or 2,746 gigahash. So to go from gigahash to mega hash, just add 3 zeros on the tail end of it. And so when you look at this, you can see, number one, there's a really big gap between our sold hash power up here and the network current hash power, which is like all the way down here. And there's a gap there for a bunch of different reasons. One, we've got a problem that I got to look into tonight. Two, the B24 that I installed and set up a couple weeks ago has voltage problems, and we've got a new transformer that we have to install to address that. And three is because there's a delay between buying it, getting it, and installing it. And ultimately, I've backburnered this problem because, as I'm sure you know, we've got lots of other things on front burners that are boiling over, so to speak. But we don't really have any mission critical stuff running on our network right now. So it's not the biggest priority for me. That doesn't mean I haven't hired people twice so far to deal with this problem that aren't me, to free up my time for other things. And it doesn't mean that it's not critically important, because this is what we're doing. And if we're not following through on doing this, people start going, oh, I told you it was a scam. So we have to do it. It's not just the thing that proves to the world that we're doing a good job, but it's also the thing that keeps me out of jail when, like, the court documents come flying in saying you didn't follow through on the promises you told people you're going to do. Build the mine, pay the commissions, and promote the coin. So this is really important for me to pay attention to. And I bring it to you tonight, not so that you can give me a real hard time about it, but because I tell you that it's your job to watch my back and to hold me accountable. And this is a place where I'm letting all of us down right now. It's not because I want to, it's because we've got two issues. One is we don't have enough equipment on hand today. We've been waiting for the BC48, the double stacked cooling immersion tank that we have right now. We got an upgraded one that'll get installed as soon as it arrives. It was supposed to be here yesterday after weeks of waiting. Then they messaged yesterday and said it'll be here tomorrow or today. And then now it's tomorrow, 10 a.m. So we'll see. But I really want to get that here because Fast Eddie has been gracious enough to take a leave of absence from his job with Huntington Beach to come out here for 3 months and not just help us get the BC48 installed, but also find a new home, find homes for the two BC24s that we've got. All right, let me share my screen with you here so you can understand the full realm of what I'm talking about. The BC24 holds 24 L9s. And so when we have the two BC24s installed and the BC48, we'll have the ability to keep cool 96 ASICs. Multiply that by 16,500 mega hash, which is what one L9 runs at. And you can see that once they're all installed, our network will be running at or about 1.584 million mega hash. Now, you look at the numbers on the website and you go, well, nice try. You still have 2.7 million mega hash to account for. And you're telling me once you get everything installed that you've been sitting on for a while, we're still going to be 1.2 million mega hash short. So I want to share with you, I'm going to pause my screen share so that I can load up this file. This is my master working document where I keep track of peer payment invoices and balances, but it's also where I keep track of our ASICs. And I want to show you, and I've showed you this a couple times so far, but I'll show you again. I want to show you where we are in terms of acquisition of capital for mining hardware. And so if you look at this sheet and we plug in an up to the moment total on our mining power at 2,746, you can see that our sold hash power is 2,746,000. And we've purchased 2.934 million megahash. So reminder, step one of building the mine is to actually purchase the equipment, allocate the capital, pay the vendor, get the order placed, right? Easy. It's easy to do, and it's even easier to prove. I see some people with raised hands. Is everything okay? Can we still hear me? 181 people here. Wow. Maybe our biggest call yet. Okay. I'm going to assume that your hands are not raised for any kind of important reason. Anyway, back to the chart. So this is a comprehensive list of all the stuff that we've bought so far. And I just updated it recently for the L9s that I bought the other day. I did not capitalize L9 so very nicely, but this shows you how many units of each one we've bought, shows you the hash power that they run at, and the total order. And so obviously I'm missing some payment information in here. Let's see if we can find it. There's our payment information. And again, we paid $116,060. And this, again, this is all really easy stuff to prove, guys. This is why I like crypto. That's what Cantonese food looks like from our friend Wendy. Hopefully you can see that. Anyway, it's really easy to prove this stuff. We paste the transaction ID in there. And sure enough, 35 hours ago, I sent 116,000 from my wallet. Which wallet's mine? This one. And you can monitor these wallets, right? It's all out there. If you guys want to take a peek at what's in my wallet, you can click a couple times and voila, I got a couple bucks, right? And so 35 hours ago or whatever we said, we sent off 115,000. There it is, 116,060. So let's go back over and put that in our sheet. So we've got the proof to back it up, and these are going to come in by UPS. Amount 116,060. So the good news is that I've got finance people now. The first thing on my list for us to discuss tonight is growing up quick. We've got a finance team. We've got Paige and Christian now that come to the office every day. I recruited them out of Credit Union at Texas Bank. Thanks, CUTX. And they're great. And they're doing a very good job making my life a lot better and easier, tracking down money. But they're also going to be in charge of proof, because we want this chart on the website to accurately reflect not just exactly what we've brought in, but where it all has gone. And right now it looks like we've only spent 5.72% on equipment, and that doesn't tell the whole story. So we really have to get caught up there so that you guys have good information. But just taking a look real quick at the mining side of things, I want to show you all these things are bought, all these things are paid for. Obviously, I'm missing a receipt in here for the Mini Doge 2. Let's see if we can find that as well. Where is our Mini Doge payment receipt? When did we do it? We bought it from back 5/17. All right, so we scroll up. And again, this is what I like about Telegram. It's all here. If we want to go looking for it and finding it, we can track it down pretty easily. 119,000. Is that what I bought? Oh, actually, I need 50 more. So I get 2. So a total of 400 units. We spent 119,000 in that one. And then I don't remember what we spent in that one. But again, we can jump right over to the Blockchain Explorer, plug in the information, and you can see 17,000 on top of that, right? So let's take our information back over to the spreadsheet. So we've got undisputable proof. That's the second one, 0417. And this is the first one. Sorry that you guys are stuck doing clerical work with me here tonight. But again, like, this is what I do every day to follow through. And it's important that you know that it's being done well. So of the total 2.74 million that we've sold, we've actually purchased and paid for 2.934 million. Now, everything you see highlighted here is still on the way. We haven't received it yet. This is an interesting one because this one just reached Dallas. We paid the duties for it. It was painful, but we paid the duties for a bunch of these things. And so I'm very excited because this will put 33,600 mega hash into homes across probably the DFW area first. And then right behind it, we've got another 16. And then we've got even more with this L9 DG1 mashup. And then right behind that, we've got 120 more DG1s. And these are going to go out to homes all across the state of Texas. I don't remember here exactly what the split was, but let's ignore that for a second and say, all right, if these 120 get installed and these get installed and these get installed, we will have 319,000 mega hash installed across the state of Texas. So if you compare that to the actual hash power that we're running at right now of a whopping 11 or 10, you can say, oh, okay, well, once we have that installed, well, we're going to have, 152 different nodes out there for the first time, making us actually decentralized. And it'll be running at 319,000 mega hash, which is like 30 times what we're running at right now. So our network is going to jump way up in terms of reliability, in terms of performance, as we get into phase 2 here. Then right behind it, and I just got their arrival notice for this today. Arrival notice is indication from the shipper that your package is getting close. We have 400 mini Doge that anyone that's in Texas with 700 mega hash or more qualifies to take home. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. What's the benefit of this? There's a big benefit for us from the Texacoin perspective, but there's also a benefit for you. If you have one of these things running at home, it does not affect in any way your Texacoin earnings. Your Texacoin earnings are paid out by the pool based on the amount of hash power that you've acquired through our system. But if you have one of these things running at home or at work or wherever it is in Texas that you want to plug this thing in, it will also be mining Litecoin for you and eventually Doge once we figure that out. And so you get to keep the Litecoin reward. Now, that Litecoin reward is going to do one of two things. Either it's going to cover your electric bill, or maybe you've got some sort of utility provider promotion that gives you free electricity. Like in Texas, we've got people that have like free nights and weekends. So if you program yours to only turn on at night or on the weekend, and you're running your miner, which doesn't consume a lot of power anyway, but you're running it with free electricity, then all the Litecoin that you mine as your contribution to our network and the decentralization and the redundancy is yours to keep. So there's an advantage to having enough hash power to be able to take these things home so you can plug it in. Doesn't make a lot of noise, doesn't generate a lot of heat, helps make our network much more redundant and reliable, and gives you a Litecoin reward at the same time. That's either going to offset the electric expense or if you can find a clever way to use free or cheap electricity, will put some money in your pocket as well. So that's kind of cool. I'm really looking forward to that. But let's go back and look at the numbers again, because you can see that as we move into phase 2 of mining, which we talked about some time ago, we've got this, and this. So we'll have 702 nodes distributed across the state of Texas. Now, again, remember, they don't run at major power, but this one totals upwards of 914,000 mega hash. So remember, a few minutes ago, we were talking about, okay, you've got enough to hold 96. That's great, but we're still off by 1.2 million. Well, there's 914,000 of it right there in the home mining strategy. Remember, that's phase 2 for us. And then what comes next? Great question. Let me show you. As you may recall, the next thing up for us is what we're doing with fog hashing. And so we have already bought one of the containers. It looks a lot like that with our cool graphics on it. And then the other day we bought an additional one. So I sent them $90,000 as a deposit for a BC40 container and another BC40 container and a B100 warehouse. Each one of these, we now have 3 on order. Oh, that was not the right button. Each one of these, we now have 3 of them on order. holds 200 L9s. Remember, we've already got the land in Victoria. We've got the utility provider ready to provide that megawatt of power that we need there. All we have to do is send Fast Eddie down there with a crew to dig out a trench to get the power situated at the pad site where we want to put this container. And then we're ready to drop 200. So at the present moment, with the material and the equipment we have, we can hold 96 in 3 little micro mines. When the container comes, we can drop 200 in. And so if you go back and look at what happened like 2 weeks ago or last week, this past week, okay, we've got 21 L9s. Last week, 14 L9s bought and paid for. So that's 35 new machines that we would have to set up a whole immersion cooling thing just to hold that either in a B24 maxed out or a B48, 2/3 of the way full. But now with the container coming in, getting installed in Victoria, we can drop in 200 of them. So the shipment comes in, we take them out of the box, we drop them in the soup. Voila, the hash power jumps and everyone goes, we did it. We did it. We actually did what we said we were going to do. And so there's an infrastructure component that's at the, the base, at the foundation of building the mine. And there's a lot of work that goes into it. And so, yeah, we got a lot of irons in the fire right now. We got a lot of plates spinning. We need to build a team that can do this. But we're growing up quick. So I want to tell you that we've got great finance team in place now. The bad news for you is they're going to be calling a collect. So please pay up. We've got a great shipping team now. We brought on our friend Jennifer, who I think is going by the name of Jen at the office. She is in charge of going around to the hundreds of stranded coins that are sitting at the office and getting them safely into your hands. So if you hear from her once, or you've already heard from Chris before trying to double check an address, it's because we want to make sure that you actually get your coin, right? So go easy on them. They're all new. And they've been tasked to do a great job. And if they call you or they text you to confirm an address, be patient with them. Thank you very much. But we're growing up and we understand and we realize that these, get out of jail free passes that you've given us administratively over the last couple months as we've been dealing with the excitement of the growth, they expire. There's only so many times we can come back and be like, sorry, it's too small. We didn't know we'd grow that. Hey, okay, I get it. We gave you a break once and twice, and now we need you to get your act together. And so that's really the name of the game for us right now at the office. It's all about growing up, and we got to grow up quick because you guys are growing quick. And if we're not ready to keep up with what you're doing, we shouldn't be doing it in the first place. So rest assured that it's a top priority for us to build the team, to support the mine, to support the administrative burden that is being created by you guys crushing it out there in your communities. And rest assured that we will not stop until we have satisfied everything that we need to do. Now, having said that, I want to talk about a new program that I'm launching today that I'm going to call the Video Bounty. The Video Bounty. The Video Bounty goes like this. One of the biggest places where we are letting ourselves down right now is in training materials and resources. It's mostly because I really want to create all that stuff myself. I want to be the guy that jumps on the video that explains exactly how to do something. Fortunately, I can't be the guy because I've got a zillion other things to do. And a lot of them are getting to the point where the plates are going to fall if we don't pay very close attention to them. The mining is one of those. The mining is one of them because, like I said, it's really the first place that people can see that we're either doing what we said we were going to do or we're not doing it. We don't hide it. We understand what the challenges are. And we're working through them. But people are starting to look now. They're starting to peel back the curtain a little bit and say, all right, let's see what's really going on here. And that's great. We want the eyeballs on this project. We want the in-depth analysis stuff. We want the objections. We want the feedback. We want the criticisms. Those things are going to let us know what we need to improve to continue to bring on more and more people to our project and our goals. So they're paying attention, which is great, which means we need to do a better job there. And I need you guys to help me with training videos and resources. And so today I want to launch the Video Bounty. It's supposed to be like, meow, 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 like sound effects. I didn't get it, but hopefully it's in your mind right now. And the video bounty goes like this. I'm going to set up a new topic in our Telegram group for what we want. And you're going to have ideas for what you want as well. And so we don't have to have all the ideas. You can have some of them as well. But if you make an easy video for us, I'll pay you 100 Texit coin. And if you make a medium complicated one and you do a good job, oh, by the way, you have to like get approved. So I don't want 80 people making the exact same video. But if you want to make a video and I approve it, we ask you to do it, then we will pay you a bounty. 100 Texacoin for an easy one, 200 for a medium difficulty, and 500 Texacoin for a complex video. And so I'm writing those down now so I don't forget later. But the point is, we'll shout out what we need, and the first person to do a great job is going to get that reward. And again, you guys are going to have ideas for videos that you'd like to see as well. You can throw those suggestions out there, and then somebody in the community is going to make that video. Then I'm going to take those videos, I'm going to put them up on the help desk along with articles that cover exactly what to do as well. The biggest one that I've been putting off for a very long time, how to link the Texacoin cold storage wallet to the TXC wallet app. Real easy. You peel the sticker off the coin, you wipe away the glue, WD-40, nail polish remover works great. You scan it with the TXC wallet under the add a new wallet, add or import wallet, scan private key. You scan it and it's in, it's done. But we don't have a video yet showing you exactly how to do that. So that's the first one. That's the first one. I'm not paying everybody to make that video. The first one that gets it that I like is going to get 250 Texit coin for that video. That we'll call that one a medium difficulty. So how to import, we can call it import or link cold storage coin. That's the TXC cold storage coin to TXC wallet app. I'm talking screen recording. I'm talking about, a live demonstration. Hopefully you've got a little camera stand and you can like shoot a video of your camera scanning it, just like I did with all the other cold storage coin videos. But I'm going to make a very long list of videos that we want for our training resources. I'll put it out to our community. And if you do a great job, look, it's kind of a contest. Okay. If I assign you a particular video and tell you and only you to do it, then it's a guarantee. But for now, I'm going to put out a list of the things we need. And the first person to do a great job is going to get the reward. It's a bounty. It is the video bounty. Again, that's a really important thing, right? Because I don't want to have a 250 person Texit Coin customer service call center. I want to have a video archive of hundreds or thousands of videos out there that show you exactly how to do every single thing you could possibly need to do to have a great journey and experience with Texit Coin. I don't have the time administratively to build out all these things. And remember, cryptocurrency isn't really supposed to be like that anyway. It's all community driven. We want to do the absolute bare minimum for our ecosystem to be thriving and successful, but we can't do it all. If you take a look at how fast we're doing things versus how fast Bitcoin did things, we're way faster than Bitcoin. Of course, that's because Bitcoin showed us the way and they paved the road. So we have a lot to say thank you for to the crypto community for helping us get started so quickly with all the great tools that they've already created. But the point is that we have to do a lot of work to build the resources that you need to like work, to trade, to participate in the Texit Coin economy and ecosystem. And so, some of you guys are brand new. What are we at? Another 700, 800 people this past week? Let's take a look. New miners this past week. OMG, it was 463. The week before that was 821. So we're constantly welcoming new people to the community. Those people have great questions. They have great needs. And so I need your help with some of these videos. So if you've got an idea for a video, or maybe you've already done a video that explains something, get it to us, link it. I'll buy it off you or license it off you. And then we'll get it onto our help section on the website so that other people can benefit from your videos as well. So we'll put the list out there. You want to make a fun video on how to do it. That's great. If you win the bounty, you will get the reward. If you don't, you'll get an honorable mention. I'll still pay you something if I still want to use your runner-up, because maybe we have 5 or 6 different videos on the page about how to do something. But the point is, we really have to do a better job with training and education resources. We talk about all of the stuff on these calls, But unless you're prepared to go back and watch like 400 hours of Zoom calls, you're not going to get it all. So between you and me and AI and the great tools that are out there to make videos, we're going to get this thing together very quickly so that I don't have to keep putting it off, so that you don't have to keep being frustrated with not having it, and so that we can share that stuff with the new members of our community so that they can engage it, enjoy it, have fun with it, understand it to the point where they can share it then with the next person. I hear that all the time. Look, I talk more about this thing, but I don't understand it myself. Whether that's setting up a hot wallet or that's setting up a, a limit sale or buy order on the exchange, like you need it. It's available. We just have to get it all indexed and archived. And I've been putting that off for too long. So another thing, like I said, watch my back, hold me accountable. It's one of the places I'm letting us down. And now I'm asking for your help. A lot of people have asked recently and diligently, what can I do to help? Well, that's one of the things. That's one of the things we really need to improve. And it's probably a pretty easy thing for some of you great technological people out there to help us improve that a whole lot. A lot of people on this call, 210. Next week, I'm going to change the link and we're going to switch off of Zoom webinars and we're going to go back to Zoom meetings, because I think it's really cool if you guys saw all the people that show up for these calls. I think that's really a powerful thing. So we'll do Zoom webinar meetings instead of webinars. Anyway, what else do I have? Okay. We talked a lot last week about our doors. The front door, the back door, the side door. I need you guys to use the doors, right? We also had a big improvement in terms of making the side door even more palatable today by adding peer payments as an option so that you don't have to worry about having your crypto immediately available there. We did that because we've got more people in the finance department now to track all that stuff down later. But the point is, we want to make it as easy to onboard new folks into our community as possible. And we know that we've put up a little bit of a hurdle or two in the last few weeks, not just to slow things down semi-intentionally so we can catch up and catch our breath, but to set the stage for moving forward and not really having to wrestle this stuff. At this point today, if you go through the back door or the front door or the side door, we can add 1,000 people, maybe a day. Maybe a day we could bring 1,000 people on. That's 10 times where we are right now. So if you use the appropriate doors, it's 30 seconds, 60 seconds max for us to put somebody on board. So we really need you to use those doors, right? The doors work. They work really well. You don't want to be frustrated when it comes to onboarding. We don't want to be overworked when it comes to onboarding. So please, pretty please, use the front door through mindtxc.com. Pay for it. Don't choose the other option. That's a bad idea. Use the back door. You can go into your placement tree now and choose the exact place where you want that new miner to go. You can pay for it right then, either with crypto or with a peer payment, which will still save you that 5%. And you can pay us later for it. We know you're good for it, some of you. And that's a really great thing. That is the side door with peer payments, or the back door also with adding somebody through the back end. So those things are there for you right now to use. It cuts down administratively on our work. And it also is going to help reduce or eliminate frustration for people that are waiting to get on board. Now, having said that, I went through today and I put about 250 pending miners into the graveyard. Now, nobody goes into the graveyard until they've been texted at least 2 times. Hey, are you out there? Are you ready to pay? We go through all the resources that we have. We try as hard as we can to find out where they YOLO'd their money. Did they Venmo it off to my daughter? Did they Zelle it off to my wife? Did they write a check and put it in the mail? Did they send precious metals? Like, what thing did they do? Did they send it to an old address? We tried as hard as we could to track it all down. And at this point now, we've flushed all of that out to the graveyard. The reason we did that isn't because we're done and we're mad about it, but because when you go into your back end, if you sponsor someone, if you go into your back end and you take a look at your graveyard, those are people we can't figure out. Okay. If you go in there and they're all in pending, you just kind of assume you're still waiting for them to get added. We just found out yesterday or 2 days ago that somebody paid us with credit card back in October and we missed it. And it was like a friend from church. And it was like, yo, how's that thing working out? I never got in. I just figured it was a scam. And we're like, bro, you have to tell us. If you don't get your coin, we need to know. If you didn't get your coin and the seized by customs, like we got to fix that. I don't want to have lawsuits like 6 years from now while I'm trying to have like an old fashioned on the back of my yacht with somebody saying that they didn't get their $300 million in Texacoin because a coin got lost in the mail. You sound like good problems to have. There's still problems. But the point of this is that if you go into your back office now and you check the graveyard and you see somebody in there that shouldn't be in the graveyard, just reach out, send a message in, let us know exactly where to go to look for them. We'll pull them out of the graveyard. We'll get them in place properly. But again, the graveyard is an indication to you that we're done chasing it. We can't find it. And now it's up to you to help us figure out how to get to the bottom of whatever it is that's missing on that particular person. So again, we need you to go through the front door, the back door, the side door. Any of those doors work really great. With any of those things, we can get somebody in and placed in under a minute. And that's a really big thing for us to scale. You know, as this thing gets more and more exciting and people start banging on the door louder and louder, we want to be able to bring those people into our community, get them started, get them engaged, get them excited, and not leave them waiting outside in the cold for 3 weeks because we can't figure out what chain they used to Binance us their payment to 3 weeks ago's address. So please help us with that. That's a really big thing. As we continue to work hard and strive to do a great job, we also need you guys to respond accordingly by seeing that by doing it a particular way, it'll make it 1,000 times easier for us to do a good job for you. My wife is in the room right now. She's handing me her phone. She's asking me to remind you that yes, there is a party at my place at the mine. If you want to see the mine, people are asking to come check it out at the mine on the 4th of July. Yes, it's a Friday. Yes, that's where it will be. That's when we'll be there. All are welcome. Family, friends, miners, strangers. If you need something great to do, babe, show me the picture of the slide. Show me the slide we got. If you need something fun to do on Friday the 4th, the place to be is the farm in McKinney. Hang out with the chickens and the fireworks that are going to be probably bigger than last year's show. There you go. Thanks to Brent Jonas. This is the water slide that we got. So bring the children, and it's pretty big. It's brand new. We'll be the first customer to actually use this brand new, like, water park adventure slide. RSVP though. Go on to texacoin.org, click on about, click on events, go find the Eventbrite link. Again, there's no cost. It's on Texacoin, but come out and have a great time with us. Bring your family, have them meet our family, and let's celebrate, break bread, and share some more great times together. That is the 4th on the farm in just a couple weeks. And I think that is all that I've got on my list for us tonight. I feel like I didn't actually even cover anything. So hopefully you've got good questions that we're going to get to right now, so that I can take my wife out for some chips and salsa, maybe fresh tableside guac, as I venture over to the mine to figure out why we're running at a mere 10 gigahash right now. Okay, so let's go to the questions. Patricia's iPhone says to me, "Good evening, Bobby. My question is regards to scheduling meetings. Who pays for the meetings? I am being told that I have to pay up front and someone will reimburse me later. What happens if the person is unable to pay up front? I just want to know the procedure for scheduling meetings so I will know how to move accordingly in the future." Okay, good question. So we've had a lot of different programs, things that we've done and tried that that have worked maybe okay, maybe well. I'm not really sure. But the things that we've done in the past are going to be different from the things we do in the future because we never had a finance team before. And in lieu of having a good finance team in place, I had to figure it all out on my own. So I pushed a lot of that responsibility out to our Texas Rangers. And I said, look, here's kind of the deal. Here's kind of the budget. Here's kind of the parameters, and go forth, make it happen. So first and foremost, if you are doing something for Texacoin for the benefit of Texacoin and you are successful at that, we will always have your back. What does that mean? It means that I don't want you to go out and book a 5-star room and invite 30,000 people to come out for free hors d'oeuvres and crab cakes and caviar and have nobody sign up. We can't do that, obviously, too many times before we're out of cash. So the thing I need you to remember first and foremost is that you're spending all of our cash. So if you're out there, I need you to make good decisions with it. Anytime you have the ability to make a good decision for us, then you're not going to get yelled at. Nobody's going to get yelled at for doing the right thing. Question then becomes, well, what's the right thing? Well, we figured out kind of a $50 per point bonus for team leaders, but it's really only for team leaders and for rangers. Not everybody is a team leader. And so not everybody really has access to that money. So long story short is, first and foremost, the answer is in general, no, right? As we're out there building and growing, you should be comfortable investing your own time, your own money to move your team forward. If you have an event and you can reach out to your team leader or to a Texas Ranger that approves the event, then they will give you the green light and a budget on exactly what you should be spending or what you've got access to spend for the event. Again, we can do well. We're not struggling over here, but keep in mind that you want to make sure that your budget is in tune with the attendance that's expected and also the signups and the new enrollments. If you got an event and 50 people show up, that's great. But if 50 of them are already minors and they didn't bring any guests with them, it's kind of like a celebratory dinner. And really, I should be throwing those kind of parties, not so much you. So reach out to a team leader or to a Texas Ranger, and they will give you the guidelines for that. Then, yes, you've got to spend your own money. Hopefully, you've got a credit card that's got a couple bucks available on it. If you are going through the effort to put together stuff like this, my hope is that you're making some money with Texas Coin and you're able to have a little bit of positive cash flow so that you can front the expenses for that stuff. Sooner or later, if and when we have a great accounting department here that's got a dedicated team for reimbursements and for event coordination, then yeah, we can cover some of those expenses as well up front. But today we don't have that yet. So we need you to do it. We need you to make good decisions. We need you to get approval for those good decisions from a team leader or a Texas Ranger, and then you'll be reimbursed after that, hopefully out of your peer payment. Hopefully you're collecting, cash at those kind of events, and then you're able to deduct the $1,200 you spent on the room and the dinner from that cash you collected. So we don't have to reimburse you at all. Instead, you're doing a deduction. And that is part of the peer payment process. So again, reach out to the accounting team if you've got that kind of stuff or a Texas Ranger, and they'll help guide you through that. Hopefully, Patricia's iPhone, that answers your question. Cassidy, sorry, first time here. I'm very new to this. I have no clue to what you're talking about. Cassidy, let me tell you this. Tuesday night, did I tell you who I was? I'm Bobby Gray, founder of Texas Coin. Tuesday night is our opportunity to connect, right? As this thing gets bigger and bigger and bigger, there's a little bit less of me to go around. Not just because of the size of our community, but also the scope of our project. I've got layer 2 to deal with. I've got development stuff to deal with. I've got community currency stuff to deal with. I've got promotion of Texas Coin to deal with, marketing and advertising, and also holding our little ship here together. And so as we continue to do well and you guys put more cash on the table for us to invest in the promotion, it gives me more responsibility to go out and be a good steward of that money for promotion. So the better we do, the more things I have to do. Anyway, I have designated Tuesday evening as our time to get together and connect one-on-one. I've done it every week, except I don't really think I did it in Vegas, and I might have been late one time. But it's our time to connect so that, if you got questions you need answered by me, this is our opportunity. I bring you the information. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. As you can see, we focus on transparency above almost all else as the way that we inoculate against the objections about this is crypto, it must be a scam. Well, there are a lot of scams in crypto. We don't think this is one of them, but we really want to be able to prove to you what we're doing through our actions and have you decide after you evaluate the data. And so we share this information in an effort to be very transparent, right? And let people evaluate for themselves, determine for themselves if they think that we're telling the truth. I bring you information. Some of it's good, some of it's not good. Right now, I'm being upfront with you guys about where we are today in the mine. You can see it on the chart just as well as everybody else on planet Earth can if they go and look. What's the problem? What's the solution? I've told you what the problem is. I've told you what our our strategies are to fix these things. And so now it's your job to check back in this week, next week, the week after that. How are we doing? Let's hold each other accountable. Okay. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about mining hash power. But welcome. Glad to have you here, Cassidy. Casper and Cheryl, hello again. Have you given any thought to installing a support ticketing system to handle incoming support issues? I have, but I really like the system we have now, and they don't have a support ticket system. Could cut down on multiple emailing problems and allow for field and company to track issues better. Yeah, you're right. That might be a good idea. Probably it is a good idea. I've invested so much money and time in setting up the system we have now, and I'm hoping that we can eliminate issues before we have to invest in a heavy duty ticket system. It's my hope. Maybe we'll see if we get there. Anonymous attendee, will miners receive money from the layer 2 coins and other products built on our blockchain? Yes and no. You will receive transaction fees proportionally distributed the same way we distribute block rewards right now. But all the other things that are spun off, maybe managed by me, hopefully managed by other people, will not pay anything out to the miners. The miners get the block rewards and the transaction fees as people start building on top of our network. That's what's in it for the miners. Anonymous attendee, if we have coins in our wallet but haven't cashed anything out, do we claim that on our taxes? I can't talk about taxes. It's not my thing. I don't do it. I cannot tell you anything about taxes other than to consult a tax professional. The Bible says, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. I don't think anything belongs to Caesar. Caesar's a thief. So you don't want to ask me for tax advice. Mike Z, what's up? If we're outside the USA and never received our physical coin, how do we transfer already mined Texacoin in our cold wallet to our hot wallet? Well, that's a good question. The other day, we went through the hundreds of international coins that have been sitting and waiting to be sent out, and we divided them into a couple different boxes. Most of the coins are sitting in Canada, New Zealand, and Australia boxes, as you can tell from the website chart, which shows you where most of our miners are hanging out. We will hand deliver those to those countries. We will find a person in those countries that wants to be on our authorized representative to forward those things off to you in your home area. Now, hopefully you've already logged in and modified the output of the mine to go not to your cold storage coin that you don't have, but instead to a TXC wallet that's on your mobile device. If you haven't done that already, it's a good idea to do it. Now, if you live in I don't know if we want to say it, some country that we've never heard of and won't ever get to, then we'll go through a process to cash out the coins that are on that wallet, or maybe we'll just give you the access to the key. No, we can't do that. We'll transfer those coins to a hot wallet that you set up. Once we go through all the other stuff and figure out what is supposed to go where. Hello, Gil. When do I get that coin? Who gets it? I don't know what coin you're talking about. Hopefully it's sometime soon. Val Sunshine says, hi, Bobby. Another great meeting. Thanks. Where do I send my videos for the bounty? Well, that's a good question. I will set up the bounty group, and then what you'll do in that bounty thread is you'll respond with a link to either an unlisted or a private YouTube video, or you could share it right there in that group, or you could put up like a Vimeo link or something like that. And then hopefully that will be a good way for us to see what you've done and get a copy of it. Jerry Ray, I've converted a cold storage coin to a hot wallet. Great job, Jerry Ray. It now shows twice, one black and one blue. It's like my daughter's eye from playing Frisbee on the beach. Is the black view only still functional? Well, it never really was in the first place. It's just a view only. So you can delete the black one. I thought that they just changed from black to blue. But yeah, if it's a black watch only one, you can delete it and it will not hurt you. But be careful when you're deleting things. If they're not black, don't delete it. Make sure you've got the backup seed phrase for it first. Anonymous attendee is back to say, I attempted to link my cold storage coin to my account. I think I set it up as a hot wallet. Do I need to delete it and reinstall it? The app, there's a lot there. I can't answer that. Like I just said, you want to be real careful when you're deleting apps and wallets. If you don't have a backup, don't do it. If you've got the metal laser etched thing, and that's the only one you have on your account, you don't have any other hot wallet that you set up, then yeah, but proceed with caution. Double check, make sure you got your seed phrase backed up before you go and delete that and rescan it. Anonymous attendee, a lot of anonymous people here. What is a peer payment? Does that mean people can take payments, can make payments? Check it out in the help desks. Do a search for peer payments and you will find the answer to that question. Dave's iPhone says, great job with the proof of work. Billboards and marketing are getting attention here in Louisiana. We appreciate the support of our market. Yeah, guys, remember this project is really fun for me because blockchain equals transparency. And it's very confusing why most people in blockchain are scared to death of it. Um, but I'm not, and we're not, nor should we be, because we're actually doing what we said. Okay. Like I said, with building the mine, it's the same thing, but you guys can already see from the transaction receipts, we've bought all the stuff. Now we got to get it and we got to install it. As far as marketing and promotion, you can see that money at work. As far as paying commissions, you can see that money at work. And so it's pretty easy to prove this stuff up, but we will give you more as time goes by and we have more people to do a better job. I just told our finance team today, I need you to hire one more person whose job is exclusively to work on proof, Beavis, and receipts, right? We've spent a lot of money that's under documented right now. And when the documentation is there and complete, we'll give you access to all of it. You want to see the receipts from dinner last Tuesday? It'll be on the website. Pretty easy stuff. Beavis, proof. Carol says, hi, Bobby. With the coins, will the coins worth commission be a priority? If not, is there a way to transfer funds? Yes, they are a priority. And Jennifer is on that. We've got them almost all done. They're going out UPS with signature confirmation so that the coins that have money on them will reach you safe and sound. Hopefully. Almost done. They'll be done this week. The Motons, I signed up 2 weeks ago, got the welcome email, but still haven't received my package with a cold storage while in the mail. How long should it take? Who should I contact to check on the status? Did you get any kind of email confirmation saying that it was shipped? If you haven't, it means we haven't sent it yet. Why not? I don't know. Most of the stuff is, but again, Jennifer is tasked with going through, Jen is tasked with going through and rounding up every stranded coin. I just walked in the studio today and I found 6 coins sitting on my desk that are waiting to go out. No idea when they're from, but this is what happens when you do enrollment at like 3 a.m. from wherever you are. And that process again is improving, changing, and going away. So send a message to shipping. I think it's shipping. Is it shipping? I don't know. I think it's shipping at mindtxe.com. Maybe. Hello, Anonymous Tenny. First off, I understand we are growing quick. Great. Me too. What is the best way to add upgrades hash power to existing miner accounts? That's really easy. Just log into your back office, click on the sale button, and you can do it right there. You can pay in USDT, USDC, PYUSD, Texacoin. The existing system does not work even if you pay up front. It is not automated. It does not add points to the account, and the points do not automatically travel up the tree. I don't think that's true. If that is true, then we've got a bug that needs to be fixed. I don't know who you are, anonymous attendee, but I would say send a message to the office and have them look into it. But yeah, adding through the back office is the easiest thing we've got. That was been there for a while. What up, Gary D? When will paid new miner show up on placement? When will the paid new miner 531 show up on placement? Gary D, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. When will the paid new miner show up on placement? Everything from 531 should be on there if it's already done and activated. If they're not, it means we can't find their money and they're in your graveyard. So reach out and let us know what we missed. Joey says, I got you, Cassidy. Hit me up if you can see this. She can't. I don't think she can. I can see it. But hit up Dopecat. Thanks, Joey. I don't remember what Cassidy was talking about. What was she even talking about? Let's go back, scrolling up. She was talking about first time here. No clue what we're talking about. Yeah. Reach out. Okay. Where are we? Moving on through the Q&A process. Well, I've got only 2 left. Less than an hour call tonight. We'll see. Anonymous, tell me, want to make sure I understand the comp plan. I have 1 person on the right with a 9 pack. That's 9 points. 9. I have 3 people who bought singles on my left. That's 3. Trey. So I qualify now for $1,000 in commissions. Once I get 3 more points on my left, will I qualify for another $1,000? And when I get 3 more points after that on the left, will I qualify for another 1,000? These points do not need to all be in 1 week. Yes. And I wonder if I can show you what I'm talking about here. This is what we talk about with power legs and the importance of helping your team grow and build, because there's a pretty good chance that if you are building well, you should make it very easy for people to make $1,000, even with just 3 points, which could be one person that picks up a 3 pack. Let me see if I can expand this tree and show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, maybe I can. Let's try it. Share, screen, share, close. Okay. So we are looking at Chris's right leg. And the reason we're looking at Chris's right leg is because I helped Chris build his left leg. Chris is in my power leg, so I'm taking care of the hard work for him on his left side. So he's got only one job. And I told Chris that the best strategy for you is to put everyone that you bring in and recruit in one long, unbroken line down your right side. And so it'll take us a while, but if we travel all the way up through Chris's organization, and it's a pretty big organization, you can see, wow, wait, it goes even further out the right. Wow. This is a big organization. Anyway, if we find our way all the way over to the right, maybe we'll get there. Then, oh, here we are, all the way down the right. You can see what a giant organization looks like. But the point is that when Chris listens and builds everything out his right side, what he does is he puts a point down the right for every single one of these people. So I can look at this real easily and I can say, okay, Jackson bought a 3-pack. Why? Because Tess has got 3 points sitting on the right side based on whatever happened below him. And there's only one thing below him. So that must have been a 3-pack. Okay, let's go up one more. Maria's got 4 points sitting on the right side. She didn't do anything, hasn't earned any commissions. And so that tells me that Tess is 1 point and Jackson's 3 points. Okay. So now we keep going up. Timothy's got 5, which means Maria was 1, Tess is 1, and Jackson's 3. What's the point? The point is that as you decide what strategy you want for building out your team, my suggestion to you is do it in a way that makes it as likely as possible for your team to be successful. You may end up, and bear with me here on this one, you may end up giving up short-term gains for long-term team success. And what that means is that if you look at this here, Tess, the only thing Tess has to do to earn $1,000 is put 3 points on the left side, because Tess is already sitting on 3 points on the right side. Now, we don't know exactly when those points were acquired, but we do know that those points are going to stay there indefinitely until they're either paid and deducted or they stay there forever. Unpaid points roll over week in and week out, right? And so let's go a little bit further up the tree to find somebody that's been around a little longer, and I'll show you what I mean with the 9-pack or with the 9 points. Look at Stefano's got 9 points sitting on his right side. Now, I don't know how many points are here, but I know there's points here, no points there. I know that if we looked at Timothy, there are already 5 points. So they got 5 points just from Timothy, and then more points here. And whatever happened on Tom's left created a bunch of points. So we add all those up and we look at Stefano, and Stefano's got 9 points stuck on his right side. Okay. So whether Stefano brought those 9 points in or not, they're there on the right side. And as soon as Stefano brings on 1, 2, 3 points on the left, Stefano will get $1,000. Now, Stefano has to bring those people in and personally sponsor them to increase the cash potential to the point where he can actually take that $1,000 cash home in real US dollars. But the point is that once Stefano puts those 3 points there, and again, it could be 3 individual people buying 1-packs, or it could be one person buying a 3-pack. Somebody buys a 3-pack, we deduct, and at the end of the week, we deduct 3 points from the right, and we deduct 3 points from the left. Stefano gets the $1,000 cash, and he starts the following week with 6 points on the right and 0 points on the left. And then he puts another 3 down there. And then we deduct 3 points from the right. He'll have 3 points, and 3 points from the left. He'll go back to 0. So the following week, he'd be at 3 and 0. And so the unpaid points, as we count them up to 9. Remember, we stopped counting at 9. If you look the whole way up this chart, nobody has more than 9 because we stop counting at 9. Why? So we don't go out of business. That's our thing. That's the gamification of our comp plan. So you'll only ever see 9 points here. And that means that they've got unpaid points that are just sitting there patiently waiting to be matched on the other side. So being in a power leg doesn't give you free money. What it does is it cuts the work down for you in half. So if your team leader is building out one side for you, like I am for Chris, then all you have to do is build out the other side. You bring on 3, they're already matched over here. $1,000 cash. Bring on three more, they're already matched over here, $1,000 cash. Bring on three more, they're already matched out. You get the hang of it. So that hopefully answers your question about understanding the comp plan. So yes, if you've got the 9-pack on one side, those 9 points are going to sit there and they're going to wait and they're going to wait. And then you bring on three on the other side, boom, commission gets paid. Now you got 6 and 0. Bring on three more, boom, commission gets paid. Now you got 3 and 0. Bring on three more, commission gets paid. Now you got 0 and 0. But you're probably going to be building out both sides at the same time. So you want to make sure that your legs stay balanced to a certain extent, because if you get 287 points on one side and you get 0 points on the other, you get nothing. If you get 700 points on one side and 1 point on the other, you get nothing. So you want to make sure that you're balancing your legs. It also means that if you don't get paid out for it this week, you lose those points, not because they go away, but if you end the week with 9 points and you're starting the next week with 9 points, if you get 3 or 7 or 12 or 48 new points the following week, we don't count them. We already maxed out. You're already at 9. So you want to match the points every week as frequently as you can to keep those checks rolling. Every week you get 3 and 3, $1,000, so long as you got the cash potential for it. Anonymous Tenny says, so I qualify now for $1,000 commission. Once I get 3 more points on my left, will I qualify for another 1,000? Yes, if you've got the cash potential there for it. And remember, cash potential is earned through direct sponsorship. So if somebody got creative and put someone here and someone there and you didn't do anything, you didn't bring anything in, your cash potential is 0. But if you do the bare minimum, 1, 2, 3 here, that's a $3,000 cash potential. 1, 2, 3 here, now you're at a $6,000 cash potential, and you can take that $1,000 commission and not have to worry whatsoever about limitations, right? We want to make the system easy for you to get paid, but we also want to keep it fair, and we don't want to go out of business. Really important stuff. That is correct, anonymous attendee. You've got it exactly right. Joey says, I'm in for the long haul. Thank you, Bobby, for all the transparency and everyone's hard work. Guys, look, we're doing a project. There are ups and downs. There are good days. There are bad days. There are things that we're going to do really easily, and there are things that are going to be like walking through mud. Some days it's like walking through mud. Some days we're having the time of our lives. Last night, holy moly, I was in a room full of 40 people. They were all passionate about the thing that I've cared deeply for the last 18 years. And I missed another event in Waxahachie where there was a train wreck today, where another 60 people are hanging out talking about the thing that I've been passionate about for 18 years, honest money. Who would have thought that after all these years, we'd be filling rooms and selling out crowds to talk about the thing that I'm so passionate about, honest money. Wow. So we got a good thing. Do you still need financing? I have access to money for data. I never needed financing. I'm not sure what kind of data you're talking about. Anonymous Tenny, will there ever be another deal on 3-packs? I don't think so, guys. You know, one of the tough things you got to understand is that as we get bigger, as we become more successful, as we journey down our path, and the things that I've been warning you about and telling you about become true, there's going to be less upside, right? And it's going to be kind of a frustrating thing to say, that was a really great promo. Everybody loved it. Yeah. But at the same time, when we're increasing prices or we're reducing promotions, it means we've got a really great thing and we got to cool it down a little bit. As you watch the diminishing output per seat, you're looking at that and saying, man, we really fell off a cliff. Yeah, that's because we doubled in size a couple times. Remember a couple of the milestones. At 100 million mega hash, a single seed is going to get 0.095 Texacoin per day on average, right? That's when the mine's done. That's the last seed, as we call it. Now, when we get to 10 million mega hash, which is about 3 times where we are now, every single seed is going to get about 0.95 Texacoin, less than 1 if we triple in size. 10 million mega hash, we're at 1/10 of our goal, right? It's going to be here before we know it. And so it's important to stockpile as much Texacoin as you can now. It's important to roll up your sleeves and help us grow, because that's how you get more hash power to pay out more Texacoin, right? Remember, the basic premise of our project is you can't buy out all the hash power. That's what the other guys did, and that's how they lost their way. For us, you can only get more Texacoin and more hash power beyond our maximum of 9 seats by rolling up your sleeves and helping us grow. It means that the biggest holders of Texacoin will not be the people with the deepest pockets, but the people that have done the most to help us accomplish our goals. And I like that. I like it a lot. That's how I want it to be. That's how it is, and it works. Seems a little frustrating from time to time, but it works. So, long story short is that as we continue to grow and become successful, the reward gets smaller. You can't jump in today and start mining Bitcoin and get 10 Bitcoin a day. Nobody thinks that they're going to do that. You would get laughed at if you called a mining company and said, "Hey, I want to put $1,000 in, but only if I can get like 100 Bitcoin a day." It's like, no, 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 no. So things change over time as we do better and get bigger. The um, the risk decreases, but also the potential reward decreases as well along with it. No one is going to lose. You can quote me on that. We're all going to win. By accomplishing our goals, we all win and we all win together. The guys that got on earlier and the guys that worked harder will win more than you will. But that doesn't mean we can't all still win. It means that some guys are going to win more than other people will. And that's just how it works in a free market. That's how we want it to work. We want there to be a direct relationship between the amount of effort that we put in and the amount of reward that we take out. Unlike the way it works now, where it's whoever controls the money printer that gets the reward, and we all get to fight over the scraps. That's our system. That's how it works. So we're probably not going to bring back a 3-pack deal. If we did, you would look at it and say, guess they're struggling for sales. We will bring out promotions that help people get Texit coin alongside of mining seats. Because a lot of people are saying, well, I'm looking at it now and I'm saying, should I buy the Texit coin or should I buy the mining seats? Well, the reality is that our market is so small today that you really don't have much of an option to buy Texit coin. Let's take a look at the market. Excuse me, I need to drink some water. Dextrade is the Wild West of the Texit coin market. That's where we go to see what's really happening. Bitmart is big and it's official and it's semi-real, but it's really mostly just to communicate back with, excuse me, with CoinMarketCap. Here we are at 99 cents. And you can see my big buy order in there. It's not quite as impressive as it was before at 100,000. Learned my lesson on that one, but it is there at 99 cents. And so if somebody, let's suppose that one of our trade partner friends from Asia, let's suppose a Singaporean comes along and they say, okay, I'll jump in. I want to put $100,000 into Texit coin. What would happen if they went to Dextrade right now and tried to buy $100,000 of Texit coin? Well, you can very easily see. You put your mouse over and it shows you the price, average price that you'll pay, the sum of the amount of Texit coin you'll get and what it costs you in USDT. If somebody wanted to buy $100,000 of Texit coin, they would not have enough Texit coin to buy. It's not there. They would drive the price up to $1.80 and they would only get their hands on $30,581 worth. Our market is very, very, very small today. That's why I keep saying we need more sellers. Why? The price is going down. No, it's because we can't attract whales to our community with this little amount of liquidity here. I know it sounds kind of inversely proportionate, but it's how it is. Our market's very small. Why did I start talking about our market? Because we will start a promotion soon that allows people to grab seats on the rocket ship and Texit coin to begin their journey and jumpstart it with some sort of promotion. Why? Because we have a lot of extra Texit coin right now. I'm a miner. You're a miner. I've got the coins that I want. I'm happy to take more, but people are using Texit coin now to buy additional mining seats. They're using it to pay peer payment invoices, which is great. There's lots of ways to monetize, and I want you to do that. But if I get an excess of Texit coin, I'll put that back out into circulation through deals and promotions. But I don't think we're going to do any more deals on seats. Brad's iPhone says, regarding points, I signed up someone who bought 3 miners, but no points showing. Brad, we've got a little bit of a bug with some points going on right now. We're going to have it resolved by tomorrow. Either we haven't recalculated points or we found a new issue where people are adding things at the tail end of last week. They don't get activated until after the week concludes, which means they didn't get counted last week. So we're going through and we're trying to work that out. We'll get it figured out. Terry says, when they reach 9 points, what's the most that are carried over? 9. That's it. So if you've got 9 plus 17 more, 9 plus 17 is, that's right, it's 9. We stop counting at 9. You can see how many you got just so you can kind of feel really great about it, but we don't count anything that happens after 9. That's how we win. Okay. If you're wondering like what the deal is with the comp plan that is like designed to like, make sure that we don't go out of business. That's it. We stop counting at 9. We cap the income and we cap the points, but we count all the way down to infinity. And there are going to be plenty of times where you get a paycheck because of people doing things on your team as opposed to you doing it personally. Right. So there's a little bit of a gamification to it. You got to understand how the game is played, what the rules are to maximize the benefit for you. And again, I tell you every single time, I want you to have maximum benefit for you. If you're not getting something out of this, it's unlikely that you're going to share it with other people. But learn to play the game and have a great time. But yeah, if you got 9 points plus 3 more equals 9. We stop counting at 9 and only 9 roll over to the next week. What causes the USDC commissions to be pending for a while? We pay out USDC commissions on Wednesday. We're going to start doing it ahead of schedule. Our goal is to do it Saturday night at 7 p.m. When commissions run, hash power is upgraded, Texacoin's paid out, USDC is paid out. That's the idea. In order for that to work, we have to cut off sales at Friday at 7 p.m., which we haven't really been doing that well. But we'll cut off sales. Then we will pay out commissions, calculate payout commissions on Saturday night. Right now, they're paid out by Wednesday. And that is probably the answer to your question there, Grace. There's a lot more questions now. I thought we were out of questions. Jeez. Deep breath, drink of water. Here we go. Joey says, Bobby couldn't be more correct. Yeah, exactly. Chris B has been building my right leg. So every 3 I refer, I get 100 hash plus 200 in hash commission. So I'm getting like 3 thanks to my sponsor. That's it. Again, really the whole idea of binary is team building. Sponsor takes care of your one side, you build the other side, cuts down on the work by half. Everybody likes to ignore me. What do I know? I've never done this before. It's my first time, so I understand that I'm slightly unqualified, but I've seen what's working for other people, and I can only encourage you to do what I see has worked well for them. That's right, Grace. It goes on Wednesday. Anonymous attendee, is it possible to earn $1,000 if they don't bring someone personally, but their upline places 3 on their left and 3 on their right? No. We capped that a long time ago with what we call cash potential limitation. Search the help desk for cash potential and you'll discover all the terrible things about it. But we put that in place March 2nd because that's how we keep ourselves from going out of business. When this thing gets to the point where people are taking out more than they're bringing in, it's doomed. It's destined to fail. And I watch this stuff like a hawk. I look for who's kind of gaming the system, who's kind of breaking the rules. We've established this very level playing field. It's very easy to be successful on it. And my job is to hold our little rocket ship together. We've got the goose that lays the golden egg, as I call it. And so I watch it. We made that change. And I don't think there will be any more changes ever because of what we've done there. We have a very healthy thing. It's even healthier as we grow. We'll do little tweaks of things from time to time to keep us pointing in the right direction, keep our money coming in. But no, if you have no personal sponsorships, then your cash potential is 0. The first personal sponsorship you get, your cash potential is $1,000, but you got to do something, even if that means somebody else is putting your name on it. Coach Budge says our total count of Frisco is 60. Great job, Ricardo. Gloria, for hosting the first meeting. Yes, it was very good. Thank you. Cassidy says, do you have to sign others up to make your first investment grow? No, remember, Cassie, that you get Texacoin. There's nothing else to do. You don't have to spread the word. You don't have to bring anyone else on. Your Texacoin is yours to monetize or to save every day, day in, day out. It's yours. You own it. If you want more of it, then yes, you got to help us grow. Jerry Ray, the calculator website, does it anticipate the mine being sold out by the end of February in its calculations? I don't know, man. I haven't looked at that calculator in a long time. I had an idea for it. It was a good idea. I don't think it ever worked right, but I'll have to circle back around and see what's going on. Ricardo says, yeah, there were over 60 of us in Frisco last night. So great to have you present. Thanks. It was really great to be there. Thank you for sharing your vision and allowing us to make it yours. Looking forward to amazing times. Yes, excellent. Thank you. Cassidy is back again. I have the winning coin from Tommy's Live last year, and I just signed up to be a miner, and I got my package today. That's great. Thanks for sharing. I'm glad you came back around. GT on the cash potential. If you were sitting and it says 5,000 cash potential and get 2 rewards and take 2,000, is your cash potential now 3,000? Yes, that's exactly how it works. But remember, if you take the hash power upgrade, it does not affect your cash potential. Had a conversation with Coach Bud about this today at the office. You're in an interesting quandary when it's time for your first commission. Why? Okay, did my 3 left, my 3 right. It's time for the $1,000 cash. Bought into the 1 pack. It's really easy to say, I'll take that cash. And now I'm even money. I got it. Right? Which you can do. Now, if somebody got creative and you only brought one in and you got your 3 and you take $1,000 commission, now your cash potential is 0, right? Because you only sponsored one person, so you only have $1,000 cash potential. Now, if you do that and your cash potential goes to 0, the next week you'll get unqualified hash, which is only one. It doesn't count as any points, and it only is 100 mega hash. So if you have qualified hash power upgrade, not only does it give you 2 for 1, but it also puts an extra point on the board for you, which helps your sponsor's cash potential as well. So you got to think about it. Do you want to take the cash now and take your cash potential down to 0, or do you want to play the long game? This is the gamification. Study the rules, try stuff out, see how it goes. All right. Anonymous attendee, could one incentive be to let us choose to be paid in commissions and TXC at a higher rate than USDC? Yes. That is something that we will probably do for a little while. This past week, we paid out $33,000 in commission of Texacoin. Now, again, I got a surplus of Texacoin right now. But if I had to go into the open market to buy the Texacoin to satisfy those commission requests, I would have driven the price all the way up to $2. $2. That's wild. That's how small our market is right now. That's because we don't have enough buyers and we don't have enough sellers. We're working through it, but we're small. Good one is a yes. Anonymous sending, I'm still within the 30 days upgraded a single to a 3-pack. Do I just pay for the other 2 miners and get the freebie automatically? You need to send a message. The system is not smart enough yet to realize that you get a promotion that is not available anymore. So buy the extra 2 in the back end and then send us a message and we'll throw that extra free one in there for you. Anonymous sending, did you say the calculator is working correctly? I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a long time. That's it for the questions. It's Tuesday night. I'm Bobby Gray. I'm the founder of Texacoin. I'm extremely proud of it. I was extremely proud of it last night when I went out to spend an evening with so many great, talented people. What an honor it is to think that I've put together something that's so good, that some of the top performers in crypto, some of the top guys in the affiliate and referral marketing space have come on board and decided to help me build this thing out. I'm very honored. Thank you very much to you guys. Remember July 4th party. Remember what else is going on? I don't know. Check the calendar. Pray for our friends in Waxahachie that are going through a train derailment down there right now. Keep them in your thoughts. And I look forward to connecting again with you on Thursday for our introduction to Texacoin, bring in new friends that want to learn a little bit more about it from your founder and fearless leader, Bobby Gray. And we'll catch you guys again soon. Thanks and good night.